Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
Folks, welcome back. Another episode of Movie Punditry. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Been a bit.
I'm all right. A lot of rain up here. I can't wait till it's 60 degrees outside every day. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the heat.
Yeah. Well, 60 degrees down here, and they're all wearing their bubble coats.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah. 60 degrees here
They
is like
don't
an
know
ice
cold.
age.
Jeez. All right, man. Let's get into it. You watch Lanterns. I read the spoilers.
I watched the first episode.
What did you think? Okay.
So,
now, did they drop 2 or?
They dropped 1. So I thought it was good. Like I like the tone of it. I like Kyle Chandler obviously is great. What's his name? Pierre. What's the other dude's name? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Aaron
he's
Pierre.
good. Yeah, he's good as well. I actually like the whole cast is really pretty fantastic. So
Okay.
I don't really have any complaints. I mean, Kelly MacDonald, Garrett Dillahunt. I mean, there's some really good people in there. I like the way they're doing it. I kind of like the portrayal. I mean, yeah, it's kind of tropey. This, the old grizzled cop, the new arrogant cop. It's a detective story, at least at this point. It's definitely there's like it's non-linear. There's like time shifting going on. And there's they left the first episode with like a big like kind of what the heck, one of those big moments where you're supposed to like leave everybody reeling. And I mean, I have some questions about it. Like there's some things that off the top don't make sense. The biggest one being
Go ahead.
like kind of the timeline. So it looks like it's taking place mainly in 2 different time periods. I think it's 2006 and 2026, or it might be 2016 and 2026, but it's 2 different time periods. One is when, so like Jon Stewart is like getting trained by Hal Jordan. I don't know who assigned him. I don't know who assigned him to get trained. I didn't know it worked that way.
I thought that's not how it worked too.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, I mean, the history of it has always been that there's one lantern on Earth.
Yeah.
But if this is taking place the way they say it, like at the end in the 2026, Jon Stewart is the lantern. So like in like 2016, Hal Jordan is the lantern, is the Green Lantern on Earth. In 2026, Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern. But if it's all an integrated thing, then the Superman movie takes place in 2025. And what's his name?
Guy Gardner's the Lantern.
Guy Gardner's the Green Lantern. So like, I don't know how all that's going to work. At this point, I'm sure they're going to come up with some kind of explanation, and maybe they're doing away with the whole there's only one lantern thing. But other than that, like I gave it a quick rating of 4, like 4 out of 5. I think it's I think it's good, and I think it's going to be good. I just think I'm just wondering if they're like trying to like wow us too early into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be a slow burn a little bit. Let it draw us in before you drop something on us.
Considering how bad Supergirl was, I guess this is a win.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's I guess it's not much worse. Um, did you watch or like Peacemaker, the series?
I like
Was that like
watched
your
10. No, I watched like 10 minutes, and once it got gross, I was like, "Yep, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out."
it wasn't my ball of wax either.
I don't do gross out comedy at all, ever. It's not my thing, so I won't watch. As much as everybody says they love The Boys, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
Which is, and the thing too is like I've read like I would read like episode synopsis and how it connects to the broader DCU. Like it intrigued me the things I was reading, but I was just like I'm not watching this. From everything I've read, Lantern sounds really good, and I'm excited for it. I mean, can we give away the spoiler? Because it's all right, folks.
I don't see why not.
Close your ears.
Close your ears, guys. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Come back or skip ahead a few minutes.
It essentially ends with Hal Jordan getting shot, right?
Well, so it essentially ends with it's in 2026. It's now whatever 10 years later, and so Jon Stewart is called out to Nebraska where the earlier incident happens, and he's called out because there is someone who looks like Hal in the bleachers with a bullet hole in his head, and that's where it ends.
So we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure if it's Hal. I mean, they made a point of stating in the episode that there are 14 known species that can mimic humans.
Oh.
So maybe it's not Hal Jordan. The other thing is they do have like I don't know how this would work. I don't know if this would work, but they do have like they have made like the Lanterns quote unquote backup part of this. So there's like the ring can generate a Hal Jordan, like the Lanterns are supposed to like save backups of their mind, I guess, periodically,
oh, wow.
Which apparently Hal doesn't do very often. But but we did see in that episode there were two different Hal Jordan. There was the real Hal Jordan and there was the backup Hal Jordan at one point. So I don't know like if that backup could be a dead body or not, or if it's just a creation of the ring. There was not a lot of ring stuff, which I kind of like.
I'm okay with that.
They treat the ring like it's a nuclear weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's like
as it should be.
It's like the last resort, so to speak. And I kind of like that.
I like that. I like that.
Regardless of, Guy Gardner making giant hammers and, whatever he was doing in the Superman movie.
But the situation called for it.
Right. But Hal Jordan, at least, seems very reluctant to use the ring unless he has to.
Okay. I'm cool with that. That sounds promising. I guess we can address the big thing. I guess that would be the second Avengers trailer that came out. What was it, last week?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm still not really interested in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, like
tell me why. Talk to me.
At first I was, and then I watched it again and I'm just like, you set up so much stuff leading up to this multiversal saga.
Right.
And you essentially threw a lot of it away. Like, granted, I haven't seen the movie. And then they talked, like, we were texting the other day about the watch, the things you need to watch.
Yeah, Disney Plus put out an essential watch list of movies and TV shows that you should watch before you watch Doomsday.
So Ironheart doesn't matter. Miss Marvel doesn't matter.
I mean, did you think it would? Although Wakanda Forever matters.
Here's my thing, right? Why are you giving us all this content? Like, I think this is a piss poor setup, right? You're not paying things off. You don't follow up on things. And for me, almost all the black shows don't get a second season. or they get like very poorly rolled out, it kind of makes you sit back and go, damn, guess I'm not investing in this.
And I'm not arguing that point with you. I'm just what I want to put out there is why is it like, why are people not watching those shows?
I don't know. I couldn't.
Is because they're not getting a fair shake to start with, like they're not getting the resources to make them good? Is it because people don't want to watch black characters? Is it because audiences aren't showing up for? I mean, I don't know what the reasoning is. Although,
I see a very different rollout for a lot of these other shows than the ones where the black characters were the lead.
Okay.
So here's one thing I noticed, right? Almost every Disney Plus show or movie, like
right.
if you played Marvel Snap, the theme leading up to that show's release and like the first few weeks of it, the Marvel Snap game is based around that. Like entire card packs come out of it.
Okay.
Nothing for Wonder Man, nothing for Ironheart. Brave New World, you got they did give us a card just for Sam Wilson, but that was it. But like Agatha, not WandaVision because the game wasn't out yet. Brand New Day, Fantastic Four, huge like card packs for that. And then this apartment is like I'm noticing this. I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of good. Like that's not all of it, but it does play a part. And it's just kind of like I just don't know if I want to invest my time in these films anymore. A lot of it, like that's part of it, but also just why am I watching all this stuff? And now because you guys screwed up, like I think it's safe to say, like, if Jonathan Majors didn't get in trouble, but Quantum Mania performed as poorly as it did, do you think we're still going with Kang as the villain?
I don't know. I can't say yes or no. I mean, did that make them pivot? I think it's probably. I say probably we are, but I can't say 100% because Quantum Mania was really bad.
It was really bad. And then we got Loki season 2 after that, right? Not directly after that, but that's what it came after.
That was really well received.
Really
and
well
Jonathan
received.
Majors was a big part of that.
But it seemed like they kind of like put a bow on his character with that. That's the way I came away. I felt
with that season 2.
Yeah.
Well, I think they they kind of put a bow on everything at that point.
I just don't know. Like this whole lead up to this Doom stuff's been all over the place. Then the whole we're gonna re-release Endgame and throw some extra footage in it
to make it make sense.
And it's just like, the hell are you guys doing over there?
Well, but I don't know that I have a necessary problem with that because, and we've talked about this, like Endgame was messy. Like the ending of Endgame was messy, especially Cap. That was really messy.
Really? I never felt like that.
Because so he goes back to make everything back the way it was, right?
Yep.
Clip all the branches. He said those words before he got on the platform or when he was standing on the platform. But then he either stays in our timeline, in which case he sits by while Hydra infiltrates S.H.I.E.L.D., while Kennedy gets assassinated, while the space shuttle blows up, while Loki shows up with a Chitauri army, all these things, he just stays there. Or he goes off into some other universe somewhere, which is not exactly clipping the branches. And if he went off into some other universe somewhere, where's the TVA?
So I'm gonna go with the first thing you said, where he went back in our timeline and everything happened. And you know why he just sat by? Because of what Tony said in Endgame. Everything works out in the end. It's the superhero game.
There's a lot of suffering in the meantime.
Hey, man. Can't save them all. Hey, look, he probably just, hey, I was in that ice for all that time, and you guys did just fine without me.
Yeah. So, from what I understand, what I have heard about this movie, that is not the actual solution. And that part of the whole genesis of this, and this could be wild speculation, this could be completely wrong, is that him going and planting himself in some other universe is what's causing all the incursions.
My assumption was going to be that, you remember how they're like, you mess with time and then time messes back.
Right.
By them doing that, they screwed up something for Doom. Like that, because I think like you guys are living stolen lives. Because no, you should have lost to Thanos, and that should have been the end of it. You should have had to go on with your life,
right?
And you couldn't accept your loss. Essentially, screwed with the universe. That's what I'm assuming.
Which makes sense. I mean, and that's something like Mordo has said, right?
Yeah.
The bill always comes due. You're messing with the natural order. So yeah, I mean that kind of thing can definitely be part of it. And you know, if you look at what they're telling you that you have to watch, that you know, because Shang-Chi is on there, Multiverse of Madness is on there, I think, right? Yep. Wakanda Forever's on there. No Way Home is on there. Clearly, that's a big multiverse thing.
Is there anything from Disney Plus on there?
Loki.
Okay, that tracks. I don't know. So you're excited for this?
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we already have our tickets, so
I'm just not like obviously I'll go see it. Probably like on a Saturday, like first thing in the morning, so nobody's there to bother me. I still hate movie theaters, but I'm just like, but I'm also not sure if that's related to something else. Like, and this is kind of like, is there anything else you want to say? Because I kind of want to segue into something that we kind of discussed.
That's fine. I'm good.
So I had, you know, folks, we don't just talk on the show. We text a lot, and I had told Mike, like, I think Game Pass and services like that, and Netflix, have ruined my appreciation for things. Forza Horizon, absolutely beautiful game, awesome game, lovely game. Probably haven't played in 3 weeks. Movies pop up on.
I was just playing it when I texted you.
And when I do play it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I should play more often. And then I just don't. And I look at all the games that are in Game Pass, these games that are AAA games, you know, AAA titles, big budget, and I don't finish them. And I think I look at these games differently, like, versus when I need to go to the store or pay the $70 to download the digital copy. And I don't know if cheap is the right word, but the value doesn't feel there.
Yeah, and I'm having the same thought. I'm almost thinking of dropping Game Pass because it's like I really only play one or two games, and you know, so do I want to pay whatever the $20 a month or whatever it is, or pay $90 and download the deduction, get the deluxe edition, $80-$90 and call it a day, and now it's my game, and because that's what I'm going to wind up playing anyway. I'll buy that. I'll buy Fight Simulator, and that's pretty much what I'm playing right now.
And then so then I flip it. I think about the value proposition. So for a year, like say for this year, right? They've got Gears of War E-Day, Halo Campaign Evolve, which we need to talk about how they dropped that thing on PS5 and it didn't sell a squat. I think there's a couple other big titles coming. This would be the type of year that Phil Spencer envisioned Game Pass doing. We've got 5 big titles. I can tell you, like, hey, you pay $20 a month. It's what, 20, like $240 for the year?
Yeah.
But if you'd have bought these games, all these games full price, you'd have spent more.
Yeah.
But and so it's like, this is one of those years where I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just pay the sub. But then last year,
I'll let me throw this out.
Yeah,
You'd still own them next year.
Exactly. That's the difference. Because outside of their first party titles, a lot of those games come and go. So and I think for me, Gears E-Day, that's something that I would buy.
Right.
Campaign Evolve, maybe. It's just, I just don't see it anymore for Game Pass. And then we have Netflix.
I'm looking down the list, and I don't see. I mean, Dune Awakening, maybe, but I mean, they still have a bunch of games that they haven't really set dates on.
Okay, I'll give you one. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Me and Dash love that game. It's literally an old school 1990 style beat 'em up, but we love it. You could pick two. I pick Cap and Black Panther all the time, and I can switch between them. And he'll usually grab like Wolverine and Spiderman, and we'll just mash buttons for hours. But that game's probably like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going through the list now, and
I mean, there's really nothing on this list that really is like, oh, I have to have that.
Yeah.
Or that I'll play more, or that I'd play more than a week.
I dropped down to Essential today.
And Blade's not until next year, and then we don't even know when that's going to be.
I'm going to tell you, from everything I've heard, that game got canceled.
Oh, really?
They can't shut down the studio because it's a French studio, and the labor laws are different over there.
Uh-huh.
And they have to go through like these different rules. But for everything I've heard, if that was a U.S. studio, it would have been shut down and that game canceled.
Okay.
A lot of this stuff, because after all those layoffs they had, and like with them getting rid of a lot of people, so they pretty much shut down the team that runs id Tech, which like almost all those Bethesda games are on now, like Indiana Jones and Doom. And what the developers over there were saying, like Microsoft keeps like licensing the Unreal Engine. When they bought us, they bought this fantastic engine, and they don't use it on their other games. And one of the things they were really upset is like, you've gotten rid of all this institutional knowledge who's been working on this thing since these like original PCs that played Wolfenstein and Doom. And essentially that the corporate structure they have there now is just so profit driven, which makes, I get it, because you bought, so I think it was like $69 million for Activision.
Right.
But they just don't have a good gaming strategy at all. And now the whole thing is, all right, well, we're going to double down on Fallout, Forza, Doom. You should have did that.
Yeah. Well, I think they thought, I think they were of the mind that, look, we're gonna come up with these new consoles that are gonna have all these great graphics cards and blah blah blah, and then we're gonna do these crazy games that are gonna, but that's not what people are playing, and so they needed to pivot a little bit, much like we were talking about, like much like Marvel did.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel pivoted away from streaming now. And they're going to try to push back into theatrical features. And unfortunately, like I think the biggest victim of that is Wonder Man, because Wonder Man was a good show, but Marvel's like kind of like, well, maybe, we're not going to spend a lot of money on streaming titles right now.
You know what's interesting? They both tried to do the same thing. Phil Spencer's philosophy with Game Pass was, I can let these smaller developers do the creative, interesting, weird things they want to do. And every quarter we can put a big AAA title in there, and that will prop up Game Pass.
Right.
And then they went on that buying spree and brought up all these developers. They didn't really put limits and deadlines on them. So a lot of the games didn't come out on time. or if they did, they came out poorly. But then they really did have some really critical hits in there. Like oh man, there was this one game that got all these awards, and then it was made by Tango Gameworks, and then they shut down the studio like 2 months later. South of Midnight, all these awards, they're one of the ones on the chopping block. And then you look at Disney Plus, they just start flooding it with shows. And some of them are good, some not so good. But none of the strategies paid off for either company.
Right.
I think Microsoft's thing was they just couldn't nail, outside of Forza Horizon, their AAA game. They just couldn't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like, I don't know why.
And here's the frustrating part about Horizon 6, right? Like, and I've made no bones about that. I did not like Horizon 5.
Yep.
And I just didn't like the mechanics of the game. I didn't like the map.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 is like 6. I like this map. I like the mechanics of the game. I like some of the new features that they've put into it. But it's almost like they've like tried to they're not connecting with the community anymore. Like the thing about 4 and 5 is like Playground they were everywhere. They were responding to tweets. They were putting out live streams. They were doing all these like bits, and they were really like trying to get out in front of people. It's been like silence from them since they dropped this game. Yeah, there's an update every week, but there's no real interaction with
You know
them.
why that is, right?
Why?
They got Fable in February. That's like their.
Do you think they're just too busy?
Oh, absolutely. That is the game that I've seen Xbox community be most vocal about. Like, this is supposed to be your big, massive title to put you guys back on the map. Why are you putting it on PlayStation
Horizon
as well?
6 was the largest release they've ever had, with the most week 1 players.
I get it, but Fable's gone over budget, and that is like the game that's supposed to bring Xbox back. Like, so much so, it was going to release in November, and they want to get out of Grand Theft Auto's way and give it its own focus. They pushed it to February. Like, that trailer at when they did their showcase, like, I looked at the trailer, it's like, oh, this is amazing. That's the focus. First word, whether right or wrong, that's the focus for them. The game looks awesome, by the way. Like, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that Fable is going to be the one. I don't know. I don't see it.
If they can pull off what I saw in the trailers, oh, absolutely. I just still think it should not be on PlayStation as well. And it was funny because they're like, why would you make Gears E-Day the console exclusive when that has multiplayer? Put that on PlayStation as well. You'll have more people for multiplayer. Make Fable the console exclusive. It's a single-player game. The thing that Sony is kicking your tail at. Why put that on multiplat?
Because they don't care about consoles.
Apparently, they've pivoted back to we care about consoles. That's the new mandate. Like, we're going to get exclusives back. And they're going to try to bring down the price of this Helix system.
Yeah,
because they know damn
$1,000, nobody's buying it.
Well, you know what's tricky? I don't think that PlayStation 6 is going to be much cheaper because their CEO said they're not going to be taking the subsidization loss like they were before. And if the price of RAM stays what it is,
which it will, and the price of GPUs is going to go up because all these AI companies are snapping them up.
Yeah, so like a PS5 price right now, brand new, the Slim Edition at Walmart is, let's see, it's $599 for 825 gigs. So they lowered the. What's a PS5 Pro cost? A PS5 Pro is going to cost you $900 at Best Buy.
Wow.
I don't see how you get these new consoles out the door under $1,000.
Well, my Series X is going to have to hang on for a while.
But that's the crazy thing. Like, I've seen like this guy Jason Schreier writes for Bloomberg. He was like, this Series X PS5 generations they're not going anywhere because the game manufacturers are going to be like, there's no way you're going to sell enough of these other next gen consoles for us to justify leaving them behind. Like, they just now stopped making Madden for the Xbox One and the PS4 generation. Like, how many years are we in this generation now? What, since 2020?
Yeah, around there, 2020, 2021.
And we're just now leaving that generation behind? These Series X's are going to be around for a long time.
Yeah.
A Series X right now is $800. $800. That's insane.
That is nuts. For 5-year-old architecture.
I think you familiar with the Steam Machine?
Mm-hmm.
What's the price on the Steam Machine right now? That just came up. $1,049 for the 512 gigabyte model without a controller. And supposedly these new systems are going to be like similar to that, like architecture.
Yeah. And apparently, from what I've read, the quality's not that great on the hardware.
Nope.
Quality's not great. Those things are failing all over the place.
$1,000.
Like literally, they stop. Like people will play them for an hour and they stop working.
Video games might be cooked. Cooked.
Well, I think they need to redefine the model. I think they're still trying to cling to like legacy models of like how it's going to work, and it's not going to work that way. Like with movies, like with like anything, the way that we consume is different, and these legacy companies they're having a hard time adjusting to it and trying to pivot to it. And so they're doing, we'll try this. Oh, we'll try this. Oh, we'll try this. But every time they try something, it's like $1 billion. Like, why did Microsoft have to buy all of those studios?
They should have never bought back Activision.
Why couldn't they just contract those studios?
I think the Activision one was the worst one. Because it was like, what is the point of getting Call of Duty if you can't make it exclusive? You have to give people a reason to buy your console.
Exactly.
Like that whole, we're going to put all our games on other consoles. Then why am I buying your box? Big one. And then that next summer, they tried to get Activision. They'd have stopped at Bethesda and just focused on, hey, let's just make good games. And you're right, too. Like, they have to change because I bought Dash that new WWE game. He's barely played it. He's playing Roblox all day. And I'm like, I could have just took half the money and bought you some Roblox money inside the game, and you'd have been happy with that.
Exactly.
It seems like
play it on your freaking iPad.
Yeah. He doesn't really care too much for like these big AAA titles. We got Madden this year, barely touches it. Like, you know what he's having more fun with? Lego Avengers and that other Marvel Avengers game, the single player one. He's been playing the heck out of that. I don't know if these younger kids really care about this, the big Triple H title.
They don't, and they don't care about it the way we do.
No, because I look at the graphics on these Roblox games and I'm like, this is what makes you happy?
Yeah, they're terrible. And Minecraft is awful.
And they will sit there for hours.
Yeah, and not only that, but like there's literally like the way these games are designed to be played, the newer, like the younger kids, the up and coming kids, like your kids, like my grandkids, like they play with touchscreens,
Yes.
a lot of them, and they're not interested in controllers. And so
Yep.
like the whole mechanics of how this game or that game is played is different. And so, I think like some of these legacy games that you need to play with a controller, they're not going to be interested in that stuff. And I watch like I can't play on it. I try playing on a touchscreen and I
I
can't
can't
like I
do it.
can't get it. I can't get it to work.
No,
And then I watch my grandkids, and they're just like they're running circles around me.
I can't. It's just I don't know how they do it. I can't do it. It makes no sense, but pretty sure that's how my dad looked at me when he saw me playing with a Nintendo controller.
Exactly.
Because he'd be like, I just want to go play
Where's the
pinball.
knob?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the joystick?
Exactly. I mean, heck, Dash has never played a fighting game in an arcade. It's wild, man.
Just go out and buy him a freaking Atari 2600.
But you know what's crazy? If I let him play my Switch, he'll be on it all day long.
Yeah.
Hey, Nintendo isn't stupid. They're just gonna keep pumping out these Mario games.
That's it.
And that's it. They damn near don't even do new games anymore. They just remake it all. And I see myself changing. Like I used to always make fun of people like, oh man, you got these guys that they only play Madden, NBA, and Call of Duty every year. And that's it. And because I would always play like, different RPGs and single player games. Excuse me. And I'm slowly becoming one of those guys. I don't have the time anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I know what you mean. And am I gonna invest if I've got 2 hours to play, do I want to invest that time in learning a new game that I don't know how to play, or playing a game that I know how to play and enjoying my time playing it?
Yep. And and I love like it's funny, as I say this, I'm looking at my PS5. The only reason I own my PS5, almost any PS system I've had since the PS3, is because of how good their single player stories are. Like they knock it out the park with those. And I don't have as much time to invest in those. So it's really tough. Like I find myself playing Madden a lot because I can get a game in 20 minutes.
Right.
WWE, quick 5-minute match. So it's with GTA coming out in November, I'm like, oof. Thank God it's coming out like right around Thanksgiving time, so I can sink some time into it. A perfect example, like I got Final Fantasy Remake. I got that game when it came out for the PS4. They got the upgraded version of the PS5. I just beat that game 2 weeks ago. And so what they did with the original Final Fantasy VII, they've broken it up into 3 games now. And the last one is coming out in I think February 2027. But like I just picked up Rebirth, which is they broke up the second part. They said I was asking like Gemini, like how long should this game take me? And it was like, if you stick just to the main story, you could probably knock it out in 30 to 40 hours. And I'm like, I will probably beat this game by the time the last part comes out in February because there's no way. There's just no way.
What is that? Like, I mean, is it a video game or is it like a series of Harry Potter movies where we're splitting the last one up into 2 games? I mean, it seems kind of crazy.
So I've never played the original, right? But when it came out on PlayStation, it was so big it had to be on, I think, 3 discs. I want to say, maybe it was 2 or 3 discs. And I was talking to my friend about it. He said it's an extremely long game, but it's like a deep story, and it's like, again, as Gemini, and it was like Square Enix treats Final Fantasy VII like its crown jewel. So they saw an opportunity, like, hey, let's remake this thing, and with technology as advanced, we can flesh it out to what we could not do back in 1996, 1997. And it's great. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
They did some really cool timey-wimey stuff with it, though. because as I'm playing it, and I was using like Gemini as a companion, I was like, hey, these weird like, I guess like Ghost of Christmas Past looking dudes keep coming up like all black hoods, and then Gemini was like, I don't want to spoil this, and as I get towards the end, like the characters like we're saying, like, we feel like we've been here before. So I asked Gemini because I've never played the original, and they're like, what they did was because they wanted to throw off people who made the original. Every time, like it looked like you were going beat for beat. There are certain times it looks like the story is going beat for beat with the original. These like weird ghosts would come in and move you to a different path. And essentially, when that first game ends, what's called a Final Fantasy VII Remake, you have split off from the original game. A lot of the beats are still the same, but they're taking you to different places. Certain characters that died are no longer dead. And that's how they wanted to say, hey, we're going to remake it, but we're going to change things up a bit. And essentially, you screwed with fate. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. And the Gemini was like, it's cool that you're experiencing it this way versus someone who played it before. And I talked to my friend who played it before. He was like, it threw him off. It was getting him upset, but he eventually learned to appreciate it.
Right.
Because they say, he goes, I didn't need a one-for-one remake with better graphics. Like, I'm glad I'm getting a bit different story. So I thought that was cool how they handled that. And that's the thing, like, there are some really good games out there, but just the time is not there.
Right.
Which now, I guess we can start talking about our AI, our adventures in AI. As of right now, what is your preferred, I guess, what would you call them, chatbots?
Gemini.
Okay. Why is Gemini your preferred
Gemini
one?
Pro. I think that Gemini... So I go back and forth between Gemini and ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I find that ChatGPT is more accurate, but Gemini is more in-depth.
Okay.
I just need to direct it more.
Okay.
It's also easy because it's integrated into my phone.
Yep.
I've got a Pixel 10 Pro and Gemini is the assistant.
Yep.
And so it also works through Android Auto.
Yep.
You know, so I've got a one-touch, button on my steering wheel. I hit it, and I could start a conversation. You know, if something just comes into my head, hey, whatever, what is blah blah. Like I had a conversation with her about like House of the Dragon on my way home tonight because, I was just thinking about some stuff in my head that didn't make sense, and the thing is it'll be wrong a lot. And you have to set it kind of back on the path, so you always need to vet it.
Yeah. So I've been using Gemini, I want to say since my Pixel 8, I was 8 or 9, when it wasn't as functional. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. Up until the 3.5 update. It dropped like that morning of Google I/O. And I remember it was like 5 in the morning. I was going to the gym and I'm asking some questions on workout because I generally, give it information about the workout. And I was getting these very brief, direct, cold, robotic responses. And I asked, I was like, are you okay? And then it was like, the update's rolling out. And explain to me how Google wants it to be more just direct, to the point, get you your answers. And I kind of argument like that's not why I use you. Like I use it like a sounding board. Like always tell her, hey, let's walk with me through this, talk with me through this. And I would get really good conversation, feedback, pushback. And I wasn't getting that anymore. And Jahaira had been using ChatGPT for a long time. And I think when it got to the 3.7 update a couple of days ago, I was like, you know what? Let me give ChatGPT a try. Holy smokes. It was like, oh, this is where my old Gemini went.
Yeah.
Like, I like the conversational back and forth. And then today I tried the voice, because I never used talk with Gemini. I love the just text. Because I always feel like I get a better response. The conversation, the actual speaking with ChatGPT is way better than Gemini. And I'm conflicted because I'm like, Gemini is built into my phone. everything I need is right there. Like I've customized my daily brief to let me know if, because sometimes you got a package coming, you'll get the email, you get blah blah blah.
Right.
I've set the daily brief to go find it before I even because I don't have to search through my email or anything like that.
Yeah,
It'll
mine
come
does
back.
the same thing. I didn't have to say it; it just started doing it.
I gotta look into why mine didn't do that. The other thing
How do you get your notification?
Mine comes about 5 a.m.
Right, but what I'm saying is like, what's it pulling from? Like mine is basically reading my email.
Oh, I have mine search. I think it's my post office app.
Okay.
The other thing that I have it do, which I really like, is, hey, this is the weather. These are the colognes you should probably choose from today, because that collection list is in Google Keep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that functionality with ChatGPT, and I'm like, oh, so this is how Google's kind of not locked me in.
Right, it's integrating it. It's pulling your email. It's pulling your calendar. It's pulling your Keep. It's pulling your Drive. It's pulling all that stuff.
Yep.
Into one place.
And it's funny because, like, I can live without it, but it's become a really, really useful tool.
Yeah.
Extremely useful tool. How often would you say you're using yours throughout the day?
A couple of times a day. I mean, depends on like what I'm doing. I use it to argue with people on Reddit a lot. And I'll go in and somebody will say something that I don't think is right, and I'll start a conversation window over here, and just to make sure that. And it's not that I never like copy paste, but it's like I have this thought, and so I'm gonna bounce it off Gemini and see what Gemini thinks about that, or can give me some more in-depth information or whatever. Like, why is this that? Why is this that? Like I'm starting, like the daily brief just started showing up, and I like kind of ignored it for a while, but now I'm actually starting to get into it. And it's like knowing, like, so I use Gemini a lot to do when I do the rewind shows. I use it to generate the script, which is more of an outline. But I've, over course of like 10 episodes, I crafted the prompt pretty well, so it's adjusted itself so it knows what I want. But now it's started pulling that into the daily brief, and it's like, hey, you've done this much and you've done this much, but you need to do this, and this is the next thing you're going to do. And then like packages, airline reservations, like stuff on my calendar, meetings, doctor's appointments. It's like, oh, hey, you have a doctor's appointment on Monday. Don't forget to check in before you go, kind of stuff. So it's that stuff is kind of cool and handy. I find myself, and as a result, I find myself using my calendar more. Yeah, because it's pulling stuff off my calendar to remind me.
Have you created any Sparks yet?
What do you mean? So I started playing with that. But I haven't really dove like deep into that.
So there's one they have that I really like. It's called the Virtual Advisory Panel. You can get like 3 or 5 viewpoints on a decision you need to make, or like a strategy. So I did one because I'm not sure if I want to oversee the lawn this fall. The disease pressure is really high out here this year. And I was like, I don't want to put down like, $80 worth of seed, and then I lose it all in like 3 weeks. And it literally like essentially came up with 5 different arguing points of view. I think one was called like the skeptic, the other was visionary, the other was like finance minded. And they all presented their case, like for, against, or what else to do. It's really cool how that one works. Like
the funny part was like when it's like almost self-aware. And so I think I told you the story. I was, because Gemini used to be, at least for me, like really patronizing.
Oh yeah, I had to cut that out.
when I first started using it, it'd be like, oh, that's such a good idea, and you're so smart to think of it that way, and it's like, and and so I was thinking about it, and I'm in the car, and I was going to text you,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm like, all right, so text Randell Burns, and it's like, what we want to say, and I'm like, do you find that Gemini is like really patronizing, like it really is like kind of blowing smoke up your ass a lot? And instead of sending the text, it started explaining itself to me.
Oh, it is a backpedal master.
It's like, but it's like I'm telling it to send a text. It's like, oh, wait a minute, this is why I'm doing all that, and it never sent the text. Instead, it just started going down this road of this is why I do that, and this is how my model works, and this is this, and this is that, and this is how you can adjust it, and these are the settings you could change. And then you and I were talking like a couple of weeks ago about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I went into it and I was like, so how do I make you, because part of it is like it basically will tell you what you want to hear.
Yep.
And it basically will like kind of think about like, I think this is what you're thinking, so I'm going to give you a feedback loop.
Yeah.
And that's like its default setting. And I'm like,
Yep.
how do you stop that? And it like gave me a whole set of parameters to put into my rules, and like technical stuff like code.
Yeah.
Like not like, oh, don't just tell me the truth more often. It was like
Yeah.
literally like E equals Q equals B, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's like just paste this. I don't know if that's doing it or not. It's like just paste this in to your rules, and there'll be less of that interpolation, less of that estimation, because it was doing the same thing with. I asked it one time. I was like, why is your voice to text so horrible? Because it was.
Oh, it's really bad. It's not
And it will
nearly as
be
good
because
as...
it'll literally be like I'll say something and I'll see the correct sentence, and then it will change it to something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm like, why? And all I asked it was, why is your voice to text so bad? And it started going down this thing about predictive text and blah blah blah. It says you may notice that the Gboard, that the AI in Gboard, because it's like calling it like it's like a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's predicting what it thinks you want to say. So you may notice that the correct word is there and then it changes to the wrong word. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it's doing. So it told me how to fix that.
Yeah.
To go into Gboard and basically lobotomize it. I just want you to write what I say. Don't think about what you think I want to say.
So I would call mine flat out lying. And I'll call it out on it, and it'll be like, well, I gave you this overly long explanation, thinking that that'll suffice. And I had to just go in like a bunch of prompts, like, you are never to lie. If you don't know, just say you don't know, or find another source. And that's the tricky thing, because I feel like this stuff can be really good and really helpful to people. But we're power users, right? We're going to play around with it. I can't hand this off to like my sister she's like, I don't have time to do that. I just need this thing to work.
Right.
Now.
And she's just going to take what it gives her verbatim.
Yeah.
And I'm always assuming it's wrong. So yeah. I'm always going to look at it and be like, okay, does this pass the sniff test? And question it a little more. But a lot of people are not going to do that.
Nope. And that's the problem. So, but I like it. It has potential. I just wish one of these would. I wish Gemini was better, because one of the things I was arguing with it about, I was like, and it said it got rid of the conversation aspect of it because they're trying to make it more for business and whatnot. And I was like, well, then just make a consumer model and a business model. And I was just like, Google thinks it'll be too expensive to split. And I'm like,
right,
you're trying to sell this to people. And that told me that one time too. It was like, at the end of the day, I am a consumer product. It should work for a consumer, just a regular person who wants to use this as a sounding board.
Yeah, but there are different versions. There are different engines that you can use within it. So you can have it do like fast thinking, in-depth thinking.
I never go with fast, because that's why I see the most mistakes. I don't either.
but there's like different, like there's like 3 different approaches that you can have it take, and so you can kind of tweak it a little bit to the user, in terms of what it is you're looking for, and the type of uses that you normally use it for. If there was a business case for it, for making like an enterprise version, they would do it. But right now there's not. Mainly because businesses are like, they're gonna, like, honestly, they're gonna use like Claude or something. They're gonna pay for that.
Interesting. Before we get out of here, what have you been watching?
Well, what have I been watching? Well, we just finished House of the Dragon. I'm waiting to start. For Jill's been traveling, so in fact she's up there. So I'm waiting to start the new season of Lioness. I've watched. Obviously, I'm watching Lanterns. I've watched. I just recently saw the Spiderman movie and the Odyssey. I don't understand. I'm assuming you haven't seen either one of them.
Of the Odyssey?
Yeah. Or have you seen Spider-Man?
I haven't seen either.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So there's a lot of controversy over the Odyssey, right? People like, oh, it's not realistic,
it's a fake story.
It's not true to the original, and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, and it's if I want something that's completely faithful to the original, there's 100 of those that I can.
Yeah.
This is an adaptation, and this is Christopher Nolan's version of it. I thought it was great, and people are getting like all upset about Elliot Page and Lupita Nyong'o,
yeah.
and it's like they're both in it for like a minute and a half in a 3-hour movie. Get over it. Bernthal's great. Like I like there's, to think about it, like there's 2 movies out at the same time that are killing the box office that have Bernthal and Tom Holland in them. And I didn't know this. Like these guys, so I did not know this. Like they filmed each other's auditions for Marvel. Did you know that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like they had done like 4 movies together and they were friends. And so like Bernthal filmed and directed Tom Holland's audition tape for Spider-Man.
That's cool.
He came up with the idea to have Tom Holland do a backflip in the video, in his audition video, which is what got him a second look.
Okay, so since we're on the topic, what did you think of Brand New Day?
I thought it was great. It's way darker than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's a heavy movie. Like, it's a serious movie. It's not like a kid's movie.
Best of all of the Spider-Man movies so far that he's done?
That's a tough call. I mean, I really like No Way Home. I'd say it's on par with No Way Home. It's almost like the second half of it. And what I like about it, I'll give you a little spoiler.
Oh, you can spoil all of it.
Okay. They don't wrap it up in a bow.
Yeah, I heard he doesn't end up with Zendaya at the end.
Yeah, they don't wind up together at the end of it. Like so there's this thing, if you remember at the end of No Way Home, like he had this note that he was going to give her and he didn't give it to her. She winds up finding, like they wind up becoming friends.
Yeah.
And she winds up finding it and like, what is this? And she gets mad at him. She's like, why would you do this to me? Like, why would you not let me choose this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, why would you take this choice away from me? But then she's like, he's like trying to tell her that he loves her. She's like, I don't love you. I don't know you.
Dang.
She said, what you did, she said, and this is a great line. She says, what you did for that girl was great. And I really appreciate what you did for her, but I don't love you because I don't know you. and it was like kind of heartbreaking.
Good Lord. Damn.
Yeah. So they don't like unwrap it at the end. They kind of leave it there, which I appreciate, you know? Because you know, like one of my problems on Marvel is like they kind of have to make everything nice at the end.
Well, I'm pretty sure somebody in that writer's room said, "Hey, what if the post-credit scene, she sends him a cell phone from FedEx?"
They're like, yeah, we don't need those movie punnery guys on our ass about this again. But they did kind of like give a maybe Ned gets it thing, like maybe Ned's back a little bit.
I've seen the clips of the like handshake kind of slow.
Yeah,
that see.
But did you see the scene of where they did the analysis of like the handshake from No Way Home?
No.
So the handshake at the end, like right before like Strange does the spell.
Yeah.
Right? Their last handshake, when they're doing the fist bump and stuff, Ned is wearing the sling ring.
Oh.
And when they do the fist bump, there's a spark.
So it might not have affected him completely.
Might not have affected him completely. And here's the other thing that I was kind of thinking about, right? Is because, you know, Sadie Sink plays Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And part of her powers in this universe is that she can jump in. She can basically possess people.
Okay.
Right? But she can only do it. It's weird. It's like they have this weird mechanic in there. Like she can only do it 33 feet away from her. So if she wants to jump into somebody 300 feet away, she has to jump into 10 other people, kind of thing. She can only do jumps 33 feet at a time.
Okay, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, but I like that. But she tried to jump into Peter and she couldn't. Like she couldn't control him. Like she could get into his mind and she could see his memories, but she couldn't like make him do things like she could with other people. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, well, okay, so what are they setting up here? What are they telling us? Right? Mm-hmm. And then it occurred to me, and this is going to get really nerdy, but I think you'll appreciate this. In some of the comics, of the X-Men comics, right? Mm-hmm. They explain that human telepathy, like Xavier has, like Jean Grey has, basically works through the astral plane. It's like human thought is streaming through it, and they can tap into it through there. So it's like the same kind of energy, like the sorcerers use.
I'm interested.
Okay. If you remember in No Way Home, when Strange pushed Peter out of his body into the astral plane.
Oh yeah.
He could still control his body.
Yeah. Is he saying Peter's a mutant?
So he was like moving his arm and Strange was like, I've never seen anybody do that. What are you doing? So he's got some kind of control over that. And I think they're kind of leaning into maybe Peter's a mutant at some level. They definitely dug deep into the like the DNA thing, like the spider DNA is in him.
You know who did a really good job of that? That mid-90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Because there was an episode, and it's funny you say that, where Peter went to Xavier for help when he was turning into the man spider.
Right.
And he's like, get this out of me. And Charles was like, that's not what I do. He was like, I teach people to embrace their mutation. And he's like, you guys are a bunch of freaks. And then Wolverine comes out. I was like, watch your mouth, bub. So I can definitely see that. Like, I've been trying to get Dash to watch that cartoon because I'm like, look, if you're not going to read the comics, this is probably one of the most canon accurate cartoons out there. So I can definitely see that because he had a lot of interaction with the X-Men on that cartoon.
Yeah, and this is clearly like bringing like that whole X-Men universe in, and you know, this guy William, the guy that William Metzger, is like clearly like a Bolivar Trask kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, where he's like an anti-mutant dude. Except he is like embedded in damage control.
Okay.
So damage control is like kind of at the forefront of like the anti-mutant thing. And but they cut in pretty deep. Like Jean Grey's sister Sarah is a big part of
Yeah,
this.
I heard, which surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah. Like they're going there.
Okay. Interested. So I've been watching Reacher. Have you been watching the new season of Reacher?
Not yet. That's another thing I gotta get started.
My only problem with it, is he gets hit too much.
It's what?
He gets hit too much.
Oh, he gets hit a lot.
I don't watch Reacher to see this huge hulking man with people smaller than him getting shots in on him.
Yeah.
I watch Reacher to see this big man beat the brakes off of people in all sorts of ways. There are too many people this season who are 6 feet and under getting a good 2-3 hits on him. No. I just want to see this man beat people up.
Yeah.
Last season was okay. He had a guy that was bigger than him, made for a good fight. Way too many people hitting my guy up. Absolutely not. Next season, I just want to see this dude Hulk smash. When I watch Reacher, I just want to see him beat people up. I'm not here for dialogue or no. Good old fashioned 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger action.
I think they're trying to make him like the thoughtful Reacher.
And I get it. You could do that in the quiet moments. But when it's time to fight, don't lose at all. Mike Tyson, 10-7 rounds. Nobody gets a hit in.
Maybe.
It's good. It's not bad. You could definitely tell the budget got cut a bit. But it's not bad. It's a good way to just put something on, pass the time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I've really been watching. Like,
all right, one more thing I just want to wing by you because I thought about this. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying about the like the black-led Marvel shows.
Mm-hmm.
You watch any of D23? Any of the announcements?
A little bit.
Where the heck did that Ghostwriter thing come out of? And if you watch that announcement, it was like, yeah, like somebody called, Ryan called us, and we were this and that. Man, we just slapped it together. It's like, really? Because Mahershala is right there.
Did you see what he said?
No, he said.
Oh, they asked him about it in an interview, and he was like, they are $1 billion. He's like, I really don't want to talk about it. I'm done with it. The training I did for a year for that movie is preparing me for, I guess, that movie he has coming out. That action movie that either is coming out. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah.
And then he was like, so I guess it worked out. And then he was like, they're $1 billion company. If they wanted to make that movie, they would have made the movie. And I don't want to discuss this anymore. And I was like, oh, he's upset.
Oh, and yeah, and he probably should be.
Like, that man is a phenomenal actor. How'd you screw? Every time I hear someone tell me, how'd you screw it up? Just have him kill vampires. It don't gotta be rocket scientists. Cool fight, like I said with Reacher. Cool fight scenes. Let him say cool stuff and kill vampires. It's John Wick killing vampires, essentially. You don't gotta overthink this. I don't know how you messed that up. I don't
either. And then whip up another property out of nowhere.
It goes back to what he said. Hey man, it's $1 billion company. If they want to do it, they get it done.
Yeah.
You found the time to Ghostwriter, I guess.
And like seriously, like you think Ghostwriter is going to be bigger than Blade would be?
Everybody likes seeing vampires get killed.
Yeah, seriously.
Not everybody wants to see this man with his head on fire riding around on a motorcycle. Which I'll give Nick Cage credit. That second Ghostwriter was not bad. That was a pretty, like, visually, that was a really good looking movie. But Ghostwriter, like I know they like to pull some characters out of nowhere, but I
Right.
guess
I don't think like Gosling is doing like Johnny Blaze, is he?
he'd have to. I don't see him being the other guy, the car. I'm just not sure if that's the character I'd be wanting to do right now.
Oh, I guess well, Gemini says he's playing Johnny Blaze, so
And then they put a 2028 date on that, right?
yeah, July
Yeah.
2028.
Yeah, you're right. Like, when did you find the time to whip up this story when you've been working on Blade for what? What's it been, like 3-4 years now? Gosling must have showed up with his own script.
And I think that's basically what happened.
Oh,
It's
great.
like he showed up with a story with a pitch, and they were like, "Go picture."
If that's the case, they could have just did a remake of the original Blade and they'd have been fine.
Yeah.
How much time do you think they bought themselves with Spider-Man being so good? Okay, you know what? Let's workshop this. What if Doomsday is bad?
If Doomsday is bad, then they need to retool. Although they can't, because I mean they're committed to Secret Wars.
How do you think Doomsday does $1 billion?
I mean, it crashed AMC's servers on the day the tickets were released 6 months before the movie came out.
Do you think Dune is going to pose a threat? Are they still coming out the same day?
Yep.
Do you think Dune is going to pose a threat to its box office?
I do, because Dune has all the IMAX theaters locked up.
If this is bad and it doesn't make $1 billion, you think Feige's out?
I don't think so, no. Feige's pretty integrated into the whole thing over there. I don't think they move him out very easily.
If Secret Wars is bad and doesn't make $1 billion, they move on from him.
They're projecting that movie to do $2 billion.
Jeez.
They're
If they
expecting
do-
they're expecting $1 billion opening weekend worldwide.
If they make $2 billion, they might make him the new CEO of the company.
They might make him the new Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. If they do $2 billion, he can make Marvel movies for the rest of his life.
Serious. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's end on that thought.
Wow. All right, folks. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna go mail Mike a phone and a FedEx box.
You already did. I got it
Oh yeah,
upstairs.
I did do that. I forgot I did that. Oh, we got to tell that story one of these days. Hey, I still got your Christmas gift too. When are you coming back up here?
I'll be there in October for Comic-Con.
All right. I think this thing is like 3 years old at this point. Yeah, it's 3 years old.
It's a classic.
It's literally sitting in my closet, and I see it every day when I open my closet.
All right. We got to run.
All right. Peace.
Later.